tell you that's like can really bite you. List it for what the market is going to allow you to list it for, even 5% lower. You want to move that inventory and get on to the next project. But finding out that percentage of asking can be very helpful. Your net profit on your deal, how profitable are you on these? What's your ROI? What's your net profit, divided by your total investment. I mean, figure out every, dollar that accounted to it. And when you're all said and done, you can celebrate or have a pity party at the end, but at least you'll have the numbers to back it up. I made this amount of dollars on it. Here's my return, whatever it was. Track it faithfully, because that will help. Knowing those numbers are going to help you and equip you to make better decisions moving forward. I can tell you every Fortune 500 company does this. I mean, every small business should be doing this. Investors are no different. Like, just track all these numbers. We talked a little bit about marketing. I'm not going to get too much into that, but if you are doing any marketing, definitely track anything that you're doing. If you're, sending out any postcards or writing any letters or anything like that, track every dollar that you spend. How many phone calls do you get? How many leads does it turn into? How many appointments does it turn into? How many offers? How many deals? So on and so on. Move over to some of rental numbers. Knowing what your numbers are on a rental, your cap rate, if you're using DSCR loans, knowing what a good DSCR, debt service coverage ratio is, making sure that your rentals are profitable. You don't have to completely focus on cash flow. I think a lot of people make the mistake of, this thing's got to cash flow. Remember, investors make money on cash flow. The tenant's paying down their debt. They've got appreciation. The house is going to be worth more, and then there's tax benefits. So depending on the class of property that you're investing in, you may not have killer cash flow, but you may have amazing appreciation. And, if you're investing in, some subpar areas, you may have, like I've got rentals in Hutch, and they've got great cash flow, but they're not appreciating $1. I mean, they're not going to appreciate. But as an investor, you need to know, all the numbers with your investment, everything that you're refining with your bank. Make sure and dial in on, how much, what your loan to values are on this. And again, I've shared this spreadsheet. If you don't have it, I've got a property spreadsheet that I've shared. It's got every single one of my properties, so I know I put tons of information in there. But some key things that, metric wise, I've got a loan to value on every single property. So right now I can tell you what the loan to value is on my entire portfolio. That's good to have. You don't want to be too leveraged. Yeah, and then some other things on rentals. What's your turnover? Oh gosh, this is where I've failed probably the most. So when you have a tenant leave, you've got to get in and get started quickly. If you're got a property manager on property, you want them on top of it. If there's any make ready, any fix-ups that need to be done, just get going quickly, because the longer that thing stays vacant, the less money you're making, obviously. And just tracking your turnover time. I mean, ideally, your turnover time should be like next to none. I mean, you've got a good property, tenant moves out, you send the cleaners in, and you get it listed the next day. That's great. And that's happened to me a few times, but more often than not, it doesn't. So tracking that is going to be great.